All right, video 2 for January 20th. This section is on titles and first words. Okay, titles and first words. Again, we'll run through a lot of these, but I will write some stuff on the board as need be. Newspapers and magazines: Washington Post, Newsweek, Wall Street Journal, Princeton Times, Bluefield Daily Telegraph. Now, we'll go over this again when we do the punctuation, but I'll go ahead and do it now because it's something that's really often messed up. This is the title of the newspaper. If it were typed, it would be in italics. We underline it for italics, as you know. Even if that appears on the front page of the newspaper, it will be lowercase and it will not be italicized. That's not part of it. And that's true when you're doing newspaper titles in general. Very seldom would that be part of the title. Okay. All right. And, do not capitalize the when referring to a newspaper. Great. Okay. I forgot they reiterated that for you, highlighted that for you. Literary works, okay, books, essays, poems, and plays. A Tale of Two Cities, The Federalist Papers, To a Mouse, The Tragedy of Macbeth, okay. I've often been asked, which words do I not capitalize, Ms. Shoemate? I don't know if it highlights it in here specifically. I think in that, like the 8th grade, maybe the 9th grade book it does. The words that you do not capitalize in a title. Those, your articles, okay? You do not capitalize your coordinating conjunctions. Okay? You do not capitalize, we talked about yesterday, if you recall, prepositions of less than 5. Okay? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Pretty much everything else is going to get capitalized, even if it's like 2 words. If it's a verb, 2 words. If it's 2 letters, it gets capitalized. That's important enough to get capitalized. The only way that these would get capitalized are what? First or last. Okay? I can't imagine. This could be, it wouldn't be technically correct, but this could be a last word perhaps. I can't imagine any of these being a last word in a title, okay, probably. Unless you're using maybe so, but as an adverb, not as a conjunction. But yeah, so those are ones we don't, generally. Okay, sections of a book or play, and then it says below it sometimes they don't. For our purposes, we will. Okay, chapter 1, if that's the name of the chapter, you capitalize it. Appendix, epilogue, or if you're referring to it, and I call it chapter 1, then capitalize it, even if it has a separate title. Works of art, Da Vinci's Mona Lisa, this is famous painting. Monet's Water Lilies, okay, musical compositions, including songs, operas, and instrumental music. Blessed Assurance, the hymn. Aida, Brandenburg concertos. Specific courses of study. Now this is not to say, and it goes down below and says this, if I say I am going to that class, you do not capitalize it. But if I say I am going to, and that's what it's called, then yes, absolutely. Okay? It certainly, if it has a 1 or a 2 after it, that's the name of it, right? So it's a specific course. Now, the ones that don't apply to the general rules, of course, are the languages, because they're capitalized, so even if you just say, I'm going to English class, and you don't say, I'm going to dual credit English if you're a senior, it's still capitalized, because they're languages, y'all, not because they're general courses. And they give you examples there. Middle Eastern history, physics, yes, but not history class. Okay, first word of every sentence, really. The first word in a line of dialogue. We talked about this a little bit before, okay? generally speaking, we do capitalize the first word of dialogue, but that is when we introduce it as a line of dialogue. So-and-so said, or so-and-so asked, etc. Okay? Don't capitalize the second part of a divided quotation unless the second part is the beginning of a new sentence. Look at this with me, okay? Those of you that have been here for a long time, this is old hat to you, but still look at it with me, okay? Capital Y. Yesterday you forgot, comma, quotes, he continued, comma, quotes, lowercase, because you're still in the middle of the same sentence. And your mother had to do your job, okay? First word in a line of poetry, capitalize. Same for hymns. If you look in your hymn book, if you're a church and you have a hymn book, if you have one, a lot of churches have taken them out. Not my job to judge, but I think it's important that you at least are familiar with some hymns. There's some very valuable words and thoughts and biblical concepts in those hymns. Okay, they're all capitalized, first words. First word, and of course, any proper nouns or proper adjectives in each item of a formal outline, okay? Only the first word, though, unless it's proper, okay? Notice that symbols is lowercase there. And then first word in all nouns in the greeting of a letter, okay? In the greeting, dear Uncle John, Aunt Sue. The only one there that's not is and. Dear friends. But notice this, and this took me, even as an English person, I think this didn't really sink into me until I was older, okay? Only, and you guys got this in business class, I'm sure, in computer class or whatever. Only the first word in the closing, okay? If you're going to write a mushy love letter, only the first one, not the second one, okay? All right, let's work while we have time. Okay, I think this is kind of nice because it gives you choices. Now, having said that, you do have to look because it's usually just one minor change in each one. So you've got to find the difference and decide which one's right. Glance through number 1 there, guys, and tell me which you're looking for the one that is correct. 2 of them are not correct, 1 is. Aaron? B. Okay? Because the should be capitalized, it's not in A, and of should not, and of is in C. So B. Let's do one more together. Bruce? A. Okay? Both parts of the hyphenated word are important there and should be capitalized. Okay? As should the word world. Okay, you guys do 3 through 10. And then if you have time, go on and do 10-8 the same way. Okay? What you don't finish, we will finish in class tomorrow, but work and ask questions as need be. Hold on. Bye.